Falcon fans, what it do? Good to see y'all again. Jack Spade checking in here for One Time for the Fan, episode 145. Apple Podcast, Spotify, you know where we at. Hit the Google, hit us up, find us, YouTube. We're all over the place. So big shout out to everybody here checking in for One Time for the Fan. No Kiki tonight. Big shout out to my sister Kiki. No Chase tonight. Finished the roof. Got to work on the driveway. He's doing a lot right now. Christmas coming up. Big shout out to Dirty Fanatics United. He won't be here tonight. I believe Bodie might be here with us tonight. He has a lot going on too as well on his side of town. So big shout out to Bodie. Big shout out to all the One Time for the Fan podcasters in the building. We do have a special guest with us tonight. We have April Showers, Atlanta Falcons 2023 Fan of the Year. That's how we do it, y'all. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Checking in from Twitter, Facebook, all those Falcon groups, wherever you're at. Rise Up Tour, what up? Rise Up Family, ATL Falcons 2.0, Dirty Bird Nation 2.0. It's like 1,000 groups. So big shout out to everybody that's checking in from all over the world too as well. Don't know where you're at, but really appreciate y'all taking the time out of your day to come talk some Falcons football with us. Going straight to the chat. Bubba Gump is here already, man. What's up, Bubba Gump? Hit that like button, share button, and subscribe button. Hashtag the fan club, hashtag one timers. Bubba Gump's in here throwing emojis around on this Falcons bye week. I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in Wednesday, or not Wednesday. Let's go back. Wednesday show with Carrie. We had her on for about an hour and a half here talking Falcons football with us. And then Friday, we had lunchtime with Myles Garrett from Fox 5 Atlanta. He was in here talking Falcons football with us, answering a lot of the questions in the chat for some of the fans who were speaking about Arthur Smith and Desmond Ridder and the future of the Atlanta Falcons. So big shout out to Myles Garrett from Fox 5 Atlanta for joining us once again. I think Myles has been on the show probably about 7-8 times already. So he's got the award for most runs here at One Time for the Fan. Looking in the parking lot, look like we got some celebrities pulling up. So the Fan of the Year is here. So this is gonna be great. Got my Tito's. Kiki, I got my Tito's tonight. You know how I'm feeling on this bye week. Going to the chat here before we go ahead and get our special guest in here. William Amy's in the chat. So we got to handle business these last 7 games. We have to turn this season around. No ands about it. William Amy, that is definitely what we are talking about here tonight on One Time for the Fan. Falcons need to stand on business going forward. Everybody in the chat here, you already know we have to stand on business going forward because of the fact that some would say we have our backs against the wall coming out of the bye at 4-6. Got a lot of text messages from fans today like, do you see the Cardinals lose? See the Titans lose? How the fuck do we lose to those teams? It's embarrassing. It's disappointing, but still, I'm a diehard fan. A lot of diehard fans here in the chat. We ain't going nowhere. DSGB Hall is checking in from the West Coast. Big shout out to DSGB Hall. Who we got? William Amy said, One time for the fan. I will be in the Benz in Atlanta, Georgia for this division win. Hopefully driving from Savannah Sunday. Oh, what's going down, man? Big shout out to William Amy. We will definitely be in the Benz. I know the special guest coming up here shortly is going to be in the Benz because she's the Atlanta Falcons 2023 Fan of the Year. And hopefully we can get her the NFL Fan of the Year. 95 North Falcons Talk Show is in the building. Big shout out to 95 North Alberta. You doing big things over there, man. He said one time, said LFG. Jaguars fan in the chat. He said, heard we lost today. We didn't play. Man. Come in here. I know you're feeling good. Jaguars, 7-2. We'll go around the league. You can get your 10 seconds of fame here on One Time for the Fan. William Amy said, let's get this dub and get back over 500 since 2017. Deloach is in the chat with the one time. Matthew Bass is in the chat checking in. Said, rise up, Jack Spade. He's throwing emojis around. Carrie, our special guest from the other night, was here having a great time with me and Kiki. Also Chase, too, as well, talking Falcons football. She said, what's up, Falcons fam? Let's get this W in our house against the Aints. Ready to get right and get back to first in the South. You know some other things happened in the NFC South today, too, as well, Falcons fans. So we got to talk about that. Matter of fact, when I get to the NFC South talk, I'm going to put my hoodie on. I'm going to get real gritty. When I talk about the NFC South because a lot of things did happen today when we go around the league. Deloach said, my first trip to the Benz on Sunday, Deloach? Delos, where you been? Where you been? Hey, good to see you though, man. We definitely gonna be in the band Sunday, early tailgate in the morning. Then we're gonna definitely head up in that Benz and have a great time. The Falconator said 6-1, second half of the season. It's coming up. 6-1 coming up. Falcon fans, go ahead and get into your fan mode. I know most of y'all are because this, NFL Sunday. But coming to the podcast here, we brought a lot of special guests to the podcast, right? Myles Garrett, we've had the rookie reports from, different journalists and everybody from all the colleges that we've spoke to about some of the rookies we have from last year. A lot of the Falcon fans we spoke to as well. And of course, some of the upcoming special guests we're going to have on the show here. Y'all going to definitely love because Falcon fans love when we bring special guests here to the podcast. Lisa Shepard from Blog and Dirty is checking in. Big shout out to Lisa Shepard. It's great when you have a platform like, One Time for the Fan to talk with all the fans here in the Falcons Nation because we're diehard fans. And I think the NFL doesn't realize that. I think a lot of other fan bases doesn't realize that. Like Atlanta can make some noise here in the NFL once they start getting back on track. But the fans, we really take it to the next level. And for those that's traveling to games and showing up in these hostile environments, making this crazy amounts of noise that a lot of other fan bases are starting to recognize now. Like big shout out to you all because I'm glad to be an Atlanta Falcon fan. Every day I wake up, don't matter what the record is, don't matter how we doing, off season, bye week, I don't give a shit. I'm an Atlanta Falcon fan to the day that I die. And this special guest we're bringing to the podcast right now is definitely a diehard Atlanta Falcon fan because she's the 2023 Atlanta Falcons Fan of the Year. Miss April Showers is here on One Time for the Fan. What's going on, April?
What's going on? It's glad to be on the show.
Doing good?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Ooh, I'm having a good time. No Falcons football today, so we'll get over it. But my dogs won yesterday. So still over the weekend about college football. But the Falcons will be back next week to handle business. I'm sure we'll have a lot of time to talk about that tonight. But over there in your world, April, how is just your week, your weekend? Everything good?
Everything's been going good. I needed this bye week to rest and reset. So, like you said, the Bulldogs won yesterday, so that was a plus. Mm-hmm. I'm just ready to just go ahead and let's rise up. Let's have a good show tonight.
Let's do it. Falcon fans are in the chat. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. April Showers is here, the Atlanta Falcons 2023 Fan of the Year. Talking Falcons football with us, taking some time out of her day to come chop it up with us. And we have to thank you for this because this is great. For you to give us 5 or 10 minutes of your time to talk about the Atlanta Falcons is wonderful. So Falcon fans, if you have any questions, if you want to go ahead and send them over here in the chat, we'll post them on the screen. Anything for April about the Atlanta Falcons or, of course, about her winning the award, too, as well, because we want to get April to win the NFL Fan of the Year, too, as well. Absolutely. And going straight into this podcast, let's go ahead and start it off tonight. You winning the Atlanta Falcons Fan of the Year award, it's amazing because you're a friend of mine. I've seen the recent winners in the past. I don't know most of those fans, but you're a good friend of mine. So I'm glad to see you win this award. I saw you at home games and on the road too as well. And you are a diehard fan. You are what the fans need to see every Sunday. If the team is not winning on the field, at least you got some diehard fans in the stand that you can see there every single week. So can I just ask you, like, how did you get nominated for this award? And like, what happens now that you've won this award? Like, what's the next step?
Okay, so it started off by someone saying, April, you need to be the Fan of the Year, and I'm going to nominate you. So I said, okay, cool. So she nominated me. She sent me the her submission of her nominating me. So I said, well, first of all, I would like to say that my motto previously was, I'm not a fan, I'm a player, because I'm on the team. No matter what the record is, I'm a suit up. So I actually wear shoulder pads for that motto. Like, I'm on the team regardless, because for one, a fan will boo you and cheer you at the same time. So I'm not in that category. So anyway, when she sent me the submission, what I did was I told all of my family and friends who was very eager and excited to go ahead and nominate me.
Okay.
I took the approach of asking my family and friends after this one person nominated me, due to the fact that I felt like, well, I'm not going to ask other fans that I feel as though may be very well deserving of it
Mhm.
to be fan of the year. I'm just gonna go to my family and friends. I wouldn't say, Jack, nominate me, or Angelica, nominate me. So I went to my family and friends, and they did what they had to do. So they nominated me. And I got a call when I was in Philly, supporting the Braves in the playoffs against Philly. I got a call saying that I was in the running. I actually literally.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. The Atlanta Falcons fan of the year gets a call. Well, this is before you win the award, but you get a call while you're in Philadelphia watching the Braves versus the Phillies in the playoffs.
Right.
So this is not only just the Atlanta Falcons. You're a diehard Atlanta Braves, Atlanta Falcons. We go around the whole city. April Showers, you're pretty much there.
I'm in everything Atlanta. I'm actually is April Showers.
Everything Atlanta.
I'm everything Atlanta. I'm the ATL homegirl. So everything Atlanta. It doesn't matter, from the politics, from the school board, from what's going on in the streets. I'm everything Atlanta.
Everything
and
Atlanta.
have always been.
Yes. I love it. All right, you got it. Go ahead.
So anyway, so I get the call. So literally, I really forgot about, the nominations. And they said, hey, you're in the running for fan of the year. And we want to let you know that, send us a bio to give us more information about yourself, which that was kind of hard to do. So I told them, hey, you can scan my social media and you can go back a decade and you're going to see me repping the city and repping the Falcons, which they did. So,
shit.
I mean, it's over a decade. So I tell people, moving forward, a lot of people was like, who is she? How did she win? And for people who don't know me, I just hate to say this, you're not Atlanta, because I am Atlanta. So I must say that first. But anyway, so they actually reached out to one of my road dogs, Shay Alexander, and told her.
Shout out Shay. Yep.
Yeah, shout out to Shay. They told her I won. I was really surprised when I won. So she held the secret, told me to come to the pregame show, get some people to come to the pregame show, because they actually wanted to highlight the people that's on the road. So I'm inviting everybody from the Rise Up tour, come out to the pregame show.
Shout out to the tour.
They want to actually acknowledge us, not knowing it was about me at all.
Yeah.
And, I'm just dancing on the dance floor with Freddie, and they come out with the sign, and I literally almost had a heart attack.
April Showers, 2023 Atlanta Falcons fan of the year. This is great having you here on the podcast. For those that's listening, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, wherever you're tuning in from. These are the moments that I love about One Time for the Fan, because the podcast is for the fans. It's from the fans for the fans. And you yourself being a diehard Atlanta Falcon fan and winning this award, I would love to have you win the NFL Fan of the Year award.
Yes.
So now that we know how you got to this level, the next step after this now is you winning this NFL Fan award. But they also gave you some little hookups here too as well, right? You going to Vegas soon, right?
Yeah, exactly. So everything about me winning the Fan of the Year, I really feel like it's divine. I really feel like it's my time, and I really feel like God did. For so many reasons, it blows my mind. For one, I get to go to the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is one of the cities that I frequent so much. So I get 2 tickets to the Super Bowl, travel arrangements, to all of the NFL experience, the events, the NFL honors. I have a lunch, dinner, or some type of sit down with Rich McKay. I have a Zoom meeting with Roger Goodell. Um,
Oh shit! Let me
yeah,
get my suit. Oh shit! What am I doing? Let me get my suit. Gosh, go
yeah.
ahead. You
So
got it.
yeah,
Love it.
it's a whole lot of different perks. They told me to just get ready to buckle up. They actually said that they were shocked. They could not believe the content that I previously already had. When they went through my Instagram and my Facebook, they literally said that they were like, I mean, this is like they never seen this type of rep before ever,
You
and
got
that
more
was
followers than the Falcons on your Instagram over there.
nah. So that really what put me over the top because not only did they get to see, because I didn't embellish my story. The people that nominated me didn't embellish it. They could actually go on my Instagram or my Facebook and see exactly what they nominated me, saying she do this, she do that. They found it. So it was very overwhelming for the organization because the organization actually vote out of the nominations of who they would give this title to, and they told me that it was just overwhelming with the information that they had of me in my community, the different things that I do annually that have been for years and years and years and years. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. Like, I'm so excited. And Usher is performing in Vegas, so you guys have to nominate me. Now I go against all the other NFL teams for NFL Fan of the Year. So you have to go to NFL.com, Fan of the Year, and vote for me against the other teams. Like, we can't have Usher performing and Atlanta not win the NFL Fan of the Year now. Come on now. Because his whole halftime show, I guarantee, is going to be Atlanta, like, period. So,
I mean, this would be great. The Falcons
yeah.
somehow pull out a way to get to the Super Bowl and win it. Usher performs at halftime. April wins NFL Fan of the Year. Atlanta's just winning all around the board.
Let's go.
So if we want to fast forward time here, Falcons fans, you never know what could happen. But like Angelica Williams says, vote, vote, vote. We will definitely put the information for the NFL Fan of the Year in the description, YouTube channel, of course, on our Twitter page and all of our social media, so that way all the fans can get their votes in. When does the deadline? Do they go all the way up to the end of the season, or
It actually goes all the way to the end of the season. So
cool.
we have, so you guys can vote every day. You can vote every Sunday while you're watching the game. You can vote multiple times a day. NFL Fan of the Year.
Diehard Atlanta Falcons fan April Showers is here talking Falcons football with us. 2023 Atlanta Falcons Fan of the Year. Chat is lit. So John L. Everett, he wants to know: are you 559 Buckhead Fall Road, Atlanta?
No, see, I'm 5'5". I'm 5'9". Ashby Street, Atlanta.
Shit.
So that's Ashby Street. 5'9" Ashby Street. Yeah.
Sheesh.
Born and bred.
One time for the fan.
Absolutely. And not only that, if you read my bio on the NFL page, you'll also see that, I am, no matter where you heard it, and it's receipts on this, and I'm actually in a limbo with the actual trademark, but I was the one that actually woke the city up with the motto, you flew here, I grew here. All of that came from me. So when people, like all the celebrities that you hear screaming at,
it's still being said today. It's still being said today. Yeah.
Right. They know it came from April Showers. So I love everything Atlanta. I'm so excited for this title. I actually got one of the Falcons reps saying I'm going to start a trend now with the next nominations. So I'm taking this title very seriously. I'm so excited. Like I said, I really believe like God did this. So this is my time. So I've put in all the work and now I'm just reaping.
Atlanta Falcon fans, get your votes in. We'll have that information posted for you. I think April Showers can win it. Then again, I'm looking at all the other NFL fan bases. I'm thinking, well, hope the NFL doesn't try to do no sneaky shit. Who won it last year? Like, who was the NFL Fan of the Year last year? Does it say, or is it?
We can find out, but we have one though. Mr. Ison won the NFL Fan of the Year, the Falcons NFL Fan of the Year in 2021.
2021, that's true.
Yeah. So Mr. Ison actually took home that title. So the Falcons is going back, a year and a half later, and we're gonna do it again.
Falcon fans, get those votes in. Fan of the year. Big shout out to April Showers for this. Now, we can talk about you being the fan of the year all day because we're
Right.
diehard fans to ourselves. But you being a fan of the Atlanta Falcons is a lot of stuff that we see as fans that we have to talk about here on the podcast.
Right.
A 4-6 Falcon team.
Right.
Sitting in their bye week, getting ready to play the New Orleans Saints at home next week. It's crazy. You come out of your bye week and you got to play the team that you hate the most.
Right. Pressure. Yes. We either gonna bust pipes or we're gonna make diamonds. That's the only thing that pressure do. So right now we are going. It's pressure, but we're making diamonds next Sunday.
Falcon fans, you got to turn the season around next week. I mean, we can talk about, you should have beat the Titans, should have beat the Vikings, should have beat the Cardinals. All right, that's in the past. We got to go forward and look to see what we can do to win this division because we're going to go around the NFL in a minute and some shit happened today that y'all got to hear about.
Right.
April, going over the first half of the season, as a Falcon fan yourself, just give us a little bit about your thoughts of what you've seen so far.
Okay, so the first half of the season, the first 5, we went 3-2, right? So I'm a sports fan and I like to gamble too. So off of that season, I already knew that the Lions and the Jaguars were expected to do. They fared pretty well in the stats as far as this season. Mm-hmm. So I knew that those 2 games were going to be pretty much challenging for us, even on the aspect of me like betting on games and just looking at the whole overall picture. But I did not expect for us to play how we played against those 2 teams in the first half. So the first half, the first 5 games, 3-2, I still, like, okay, so we can shake that and we can bounce back. So my first half, I'll pretty much give it a C+. I'll give it a C+.
You put the plus in there too.
Only because I'm giving it a C+, only because I just do not like how we played those 2 games that we lost. The first 5 games. I just don't. I don't think we scored touchdowns. I mean, it was very, very, very hard to, walk away from those games.
If you're a Falcon fan here in the chat, you're listening, go back to the podcast when we were in London, when I went live after the game, and fans were coming up to me saying, got to get rid of Ritter, you got to put Heineke in. This was around week 4. We were hearing this. And at that point, we was going to go to 2-2. And fans were still upset about what they saw because the 2-game losing streak. You had lost to the Lions the week before. You lost to the Jaguars in London. Then you come out, you're looking at the schedule, and media is talking about you have the easiest schedule ahead. And that's when you know it's scary when the media starts giving you those easiest schedule ahead type of memes and shit. And you're sitting there thinking about it, saying, "Oh, I could be quarterback and go out there and get those wins." Looking at some of these teams, but then you get to some of the weeks. Tennessee, you lose that game to Will Levis.
My God.
The Minnesota game, you lose to Josh Dobbs. The Washington game, you lose to Sam Howell. We're not even talking about Tom Brady and fucking Aaron Rodgers and some of these great NFL quarterbacks. Talking about Sam Howell, Will Levis, Josh Dobbs here. So it was disappointing going to that point where you knew, all right, you get the Cardinals win, you go into the bye, you're feeling good.
Right.
You had beat the Texans, who I must say is probably going to win the AFC South right now because the Texans are on a roll right now.
They definitely are. CJ Stroud is balling.
That you would have caught the Texans now at this week?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Definitely. I totally
would have been a tough ass game. It was a tough ass game when we played them back in week 5, week 6.
Yes. Definitely.
But I'm telling you right now, this Texans team, they're going to come out here and make some noise this year. And I don't give a shit about the AFC South, but seeing that they're playing for the division next week, that's big for a rookie quarterback such as CJ Stroud.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I feel as though with us losing Tennessee, especially, and of course Arizona, I think that was very, very tough on the team morale, as well as also the fan base. But I mean, like for instance, okay, so I was thinking about it. Okay, so I really want to, I really want to just like implement like a little game.
Mm.
Rise up or we ready? Would you say the defensive line is rise up or they need to rise up or we ready?
Mm. Defensive line?
Yes.
Without Grady and David being out, I mean, with both of them out, like I said, they got to rise up at this point.
Okay. Let's go with our secondary.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, right.
This is going to be
Okay.
tough.
That's tough.
Fans right here, they're heavy on Richie Grant right now. Richie's cool, man. I'm like, damn, you got me on this one.
No.
I'm gonna have to say we ready with the secondary. I think the secondary has done a decent enough job this season to put us in positions where even with Desmond Ridder or Taylor Heineke at quarterback, we haven't been blown out every game. So the defense, I can say we ready.
I disagree with that.
Ooh!
I feel like the secondary
Needs to rise up more, giving them too many points.
They got their ass beat on the Titans. Willie came in at the secondary, really, are you serious? And really, since I'm an ATL born and bred, I have to be extra, extra hard on Terrell. Like, I definitely have to be extra hard on him because he needs to rise up more. I don't feel like our secondary is ready. They really need to rise up more. And I think more teams are seeing it and they take advantage of that. I really do.
Teams can call out a lot. I know fans been calling out Richie Grant in man coverage. Richie Grant's tackling. People's calling out AJ Terrell in man coverage as well. The DeAndre Hopkins Tennessee game, the Buccaneers when we beat them down there. Mike Evans was pretty much for most fans saying that he was having a field day too as well. But PFS still has AJ Terrell rated one of their top cornerbacks in the league. And it's good to have a guy like AJ Terrell on the team. I think him and Okudah has been working well together, which is something that fans can be looking for in the future. Do you want to keep Okudah here going long term? I would say yes, because it does complement AJ Terrell a little bit. But, I didn't expect the secondary with this, this newly revamped defense to be 4-6.
No, absolutely not. And that's why I started with the defense on the ready or rise up.
Yeah.
Because we really pretty much on the off season was really thinking our defense was going to be that side of the ball that was going to get us through.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, I see the chat, they're saying the offense, but that's why I started with the defense, because a lot of people, it's easy to look at the offense first. It's really easy to look at the offense. But however, when we have somebody on one side of the ball, either it's going to be offense or either it's going to be defense. And with the weapons and the people that we have on defense, I feel as though we should be doing a whole lot more.
So for me, we have weapons on both sides of the ball.
We do.
Any NFL fan can see that, from Bijan Robinson to Drake London to Kyle Pitts. Going over, you have Grady Jarrett, David Amiata. You can even count Caden Ellis, Jesse Bates too as well, AJ Terrell, Jeff Okudah, Calais Campbell. Look at these names that I'm naming here on this defense, like on this whole team. You have some stars over there. Big shout out to D Offer too as well, Team Glow. But you have some stars over there where fans would say, okay, the 4-6 is disappointing, but why are we 4-6? Most would look at the play calling. You can see what Dirty Fanatics United is saying right here. Smith better get his play calling sheet together this next game. It is a must-win game. People are calling out Arthur Smith, the coaching. People are calling out the second half. Well, I wouldn't even say the second half. After that Tennessee Titans game, the defense that just been put on the field. You're putting up a lot of points with the Minnesota Vikings game, the way you lost to them, the way you lost to the Arizona Cardinals. It's sad to say the least, but I know that Ryan Nielsen, they're going into this bye week. They're going to try to find ways to get better. You're coming out against a team where it is a must-win game, as Chase said. I don't want to mention this now, but if you lose at least 2 of your next 3 games, you're pretty much calling it out that this is it. This is the end of the season. You can't lose against the Saints, and you damn sure can't lose against the Jets. They just got their ass kicked by the Bills today. But if you go back and look at the past couple games, you were supposed to beat the Commanders. You were supposed to beat the Titans. You were supposed to beat the Cardinals. or you were supposed. Oh my God, you were
Right.
supposed to
Right.
beat the fucking Cardinals for all
Right.
for
Right.
anything that you can go out there and do. Falcons beat the 1-8 Cardinals,
Right.
and you lose to them the way
Right.
that they did. So yeah, I'm cool with the game. What you got? So you said defensive line. So I said rise up to them. Secondaries, we ready. What else we
You
got?
said we ready. The offensive line.
Offensive line, yeah, they got to rise up because you got Desmond Ridder coming back on Sunday. You need this band clean, jersey clean. Cam
Especially
Jordan don't do
against the
one.
Saints. Right.
Cam
Exactly.
Jordan wants to do the same thing he's been doing the past
Right.
couple years against Matt Ryan, and that's get the quarterback to the ground.
Right.
And we know
Exactly.
what type of player Cam Jordan is. We hate
Right.
him, but we
Right.
know what type of player he is too as
Right.
well.
Right. So I agree with you with that, especially with this game that's coming up against the Saints. We definitely have to rise up the offensive line. We
And
definitely have to rise
honestly, the rest across the board to help your game, special teams needs to rise up too as well.
up. Definitely.
And the offensive specialist needs to rise up too as well. From the play
Definitely.
calling to the quarterback to
Definitely.
every single thing. I mean, Bijan had a couple fumbles this year too as well. I'm not calling him out. I think he's a rookie running back. He's a great running back. But you have to protect the ball. You have to protect your quarterback. You have to protect the lead when you get it. And we have to get out there to an early lead on Sunday against the Saints. You have to come out there firing on all cylinders on Sunday. So that sucks that the only thing that has, for me, a we ready is the secondary.
Oh no, I
It's
wouldn't say
tough.
that.
So it's like I'm relying on the secondary to go win this game on Sunday. But
So
I'm not.
okay. So your ready for the secondary is
Jesse Bates, Jeff Okudah, AJ Terrell, my boy D. Alford.
So
They're
are you
back in the
saying
game.
overall, or just coming? Okay,
That's my group right there, especially D. Alford. That's the homie.
right.
That's the homie. Got to represent. And then Grady Jarrett, you're missing Grady Jarrett right now.
Yes,
You definitely miss David Onyata on Sunday against the Cardinals.
definitely.
But you're missing Grady Jarrett right now.
Definitely,
you
and we
need
feel
somebody who's
that
back on that field, and you need them there quickly.
we have to have better play calling. Our defense, the secondary, definitely have to rise up. I really feel as though, and keeping it real, like we have to accept our team for who our team is. Like we're not a team where we go in and we just blow people out of the water. We don't blow people out of the water. So basically, I feel as though that's where coaching come in. When coaching already know your blueprint or your pedigree, like we're just not a team to blow people out of the water. So when it gets the fourth quarter, the 6-minute mark or whatever, that's where we really, really have to be on our A game all the way around the board. Because in that particular time frame, that's where we actually end up losing the game. These last couple of games that we lost is pretty much in the end.
You lost that Washington, Vikings, and Arizona game all within that mark. And you can say the Titans game too. So 4 games I can say right now from remembering. 4 games you lost in that mark where it was that 6-minute going to the end of the game where, like you said, you have to control these leads. You have to continue to dominate all 4 quarters of the game. But we haven't been a team that an NFL team is going to look out there on Sunday and say, oh, Falcons going to beat the Saints by 30 on Sunday.
Right, no.
You can't say that right now as a Falcon fan. And it's tough because I'm looking at this roster. I'm looking at this team and I'm thinking, damn, we're so good. Like on paper, some of these Jesse Bates, AJ Terrell, Jeff Okudah, Kyle Pitts, Cordell Patterson, Bijan Robinson, Grady Jarrett. What? Like, come on. This is like a star-studded team. You have to go out there and play like it. Now we have to get to the second half of the season. This is where I get ready to start breaking down the schedule. April, what are your thoughts on the second half of the season? Because we're coming out of this bye. You're going to be in the Benz on Sunday. You're probably going to be in New York the week after. The tour don't stop for you.
No, it doesn't. I'm actually pulling the horn this game against the Saints too. And that's another thing that the organization.
Wait. 2023 Atlanta Falcons fan of the year, April Showers is pulling the horn Sunday.
Yes, I'm pulling the horn Sunday.
So
and
wait. You're pulling the horn Sunday in the Benz.
That's right.
When you finish, because you just put up a 1 just for the one time, just put the ones up. Those in the chat know what's up. Just put the ones up.
That's right. Yes.
Come on. April Showers pulling the horn Sunday. Saints fans, if you're in the chat, don't say nothing stupid because you're gonna get banned. You're gonna get put in timeout.
And that's another thing. They saw how during rivalry week, how I go against the Saints and the different little chats I come up with. Like, I stand at the corner of Northside Drive, like me and my homegirls, like for years, and we literally have white gloves on, like we're ushers, because it's time for us to just send them on to their funeral. Sheesh. And we have a box of tissue, and we pass out tissue. Like, here's a tissue for your issue today. We pass out tissue. We're giving tissues for their issue. So that's what we do. So they was like that. I mean, even with that, they said that, my rivalry spirit against the Saints was, that's what took me over as well. But getting back to this second half, like, we played the Saints twice. Carolina, the Jets. Now, although the Jets are not putting up numbers, the Jets defense is faring very well. And then we have the Bears. Actually, since I mentioned I am a bettor, I thought the Bears was gonna be my upset pick this week. They came very close, but close is not enough. But these last games, I think our morale have to remain steadfast and laser focused. We have to definitely we have to play based off of our strengths and who we are. That's it. Just play our ball. Let's make decent and fair play calling, because that is something that's like literally like crazy. I don't know what game it was when Coach Smith when he decided to go for two that time.
Oh shit! Which game was that? A couple games this year he went for that.
No,
Arizona
this
game
was crazy. I could not believe that. Like, why would we?
The Arizona game was one. The second one was the Washington game?
I think it was.
I think it was the Washington game. So I know it was twice he called it, because I know the first time he did it, he mentioned the Tampa Bay game last year. He was like, "Well, we did it in Tampa Bay last year." It's like, okay, yeah, I get it, Coach.
Yeah, that was crazy. So, I mean, the play calling, we definitely have to do better. I feel as though Ritter has to calm down, because this is what I noticed with Ritter. In the beginning part of the season, I was like, please get this boy some Ritalin to calm him down. He needs to calm him down, because what happens with him is his nerves definitely get the best of him. If he go out and make like an interception or close to an interception or a fumble early on, he's shook. If he goes out and is faring well, he plays better. He needs someone. I don't know who's on the coaching staff, but I really feel as though that he needs someone to psychologically like help him in that area, because I really believe that he cannot control his errors. That's why he makes so many awful plays and throws, because the boy has a ball on him. His spiral is crazy. He definitely has a ball on him, but I think he just has to calm down. Someone has to keep him grounded. I know during early parts of the season, because I witnessed it myself, even with Jesse Bates running off the field, just so upset with the offense, within the organization or within the locker room, it definitely have to be like a brotherhood. Like, yeah, you fucked up, but hey, you got to, let's get back on this gridiron and do what we have to do. He has to calm down. He has to just calm down.
You're going over the second half of the season here, and Chase does make a good point. We are at our bye week in November.
Yeah.
And our offense is yet to still find an identity. It's the tough part of the team that you look at.
Definitely.
And the Saints are going to come in here on Sunday and say, well, what are the Falcons going to do to beat us here, honestly? And that's the tough part for me as a fan, because I know we can be so much better on the field. We've seen it to We haven't gotten blown out this season. We've kept our games within a margin that we still had a chance to win. Even that Titans game, Taylor Heineke driving down the field to come back and make a win. The Vikings game, you had to lead up until the last moment. The Cardinals game,
right,
that too as well. But you don't have an identity yet on offense. Teams are not really scared of the Falcons when it goes into playing them on Sundays. We have to come out of this bye week and change all of that. Now, I know the first half of the season wasn't great for fans. We understand. I'm a fan. April's a fan. Everybody in this chat here is a fan except for the Jaguars fan. One Jaguars fan is in the chat. This is fucking funny as shit. So check this out. So for the fans here that see the second half of the season, you have to come out and really establish a new identity. You can scratch all what you saw in the first half. The second half, you come out there, you beat the Saints. You have more of a balanced game for Desmond Ridder. You got to keep them clean. That's one thing that I need to say too as well. The offensive line hasn't been too great when it comes to the pass blocking for Desmond Ridder. So got to put that out there. You've seen it for Taylor Heineke too as well. We have to put it out there. Teams are noticing this with a lot of teams. Look at the Giants. I believe they said a stat today that the Giants were sacked, I think 62 times, I believe, in the past like 6 or 7 games, like 62 times. Like, Falcon fans, your offensive line, especially when you have a young guy like Desmond Ridder, it's not some of these great NFL quarterbacks. It's not Joe Montana or Steve Young or Tom Brady. Damn, it sucks I have to mention Tom Brady so many times. But Desmond Ridder needs more time in the pocket. The offensive line has to pass protect more. When it comes to running the ball, last year we was one of the top 10 rushing teams in the league.
Definitely.
And we did show that against Arizona on Sunday. When you go to passing the ball now, we only had like 60 yards going into like the third quarter. And that is tough. Looking like Zach Wilson out there today. Zach Wilson got benched. He had 81 yards. Zach Wilson from the Jets, who we play in 2 weeks. So now it's going to be pretty much Desmond Ridder against Tim Boyle in 2 weeks down there in New York. Aaron Rodgers is out. Zach Wilson is benched. Falcon fans, to believe in Desmond Ridder right now, to hope that your team can make the playoffs, we need all of that. We need all your prayers, honestly, because this team going forward is going to play Desmond Ridder for the end until the end of the season. So if Desmond's going to be able to help establish this new identity coming out of the bye week, I'm all for it. But you have the Saints, you have the Jets, you have the Bucks, you have the Panthers, you have the Colts, you have the Bears, and of course the Saints again. You got to come away with some wins here. And this goes to Desmond Ridder. This goes to the coaching staff. I mean, it's go time right now.
It definitely is. And I feel as though the Falcons play, and I always say this because, I'm actually on social media going back and forth. I'm on the phone with my homeboys because every time they lose, I get my phone ring. But the Falcons really play with a monkey on their back. And anybody, I don't care what you're doing. If you have a monkey on your back, the progression is going to be stalled. And I feel as though, like, with the fans, all of the chatter, I'm sure they hear that as well. And they want to do well for the fans. They want to do well for the city. They want to do well for themselves. But it's just like for years, we've been playing with a fucking monkey on our back, and we have to really shake the monkey. We really have to get that monkey off our back. And we really have to, support our team no matter what. Like I said, I'm a suit up. I mean, we go 0-15. I'm still suiting up. I'm on the team. I'm a player. So I just feel as though, mentally, they just go out there and do what they have to do. Just go out there and do what you have to do. I definitely feel as though the line definitely have to stand up. The line has to be 110% for the run game to fare well and for even Ridder to fare well. Because Ridder actually have a good ball on him. His spiral is I really like how he throw the ball.
I mean, he's a good quarterback. He's just not right now in a system that seems to be fitting for him. Because we still can't get back consistently of winning games. Just, man, it is fucking.
So who
tough.
happened with the system then? So
well, you have. I don't want to go over too much about Dave Rigoni because fans will say, "Well, Falcons don't do a good job developing quarterbacks anyway. Matt Ryan, one of the greatest quarterbacks in Falcons history.
Correct.
Ever since Matt has left, your quarterback situation is looking somewhat like the Browns right now.
Right. Well, some people say, well, Ritter didn't have
or even the Pats.
Yeah.
You
Well,
brought in Marcus Mariota, a bridge quarterback for a year, who didn't even finish the whole season.
right.
Then you bring Desmond Ritter in, who Mariota did no job of helping and counseling and mentoring
right.
whatsoever.
So who was his mentor?
I do not know. I do not know. But what I do know is putting him in a situation where he's down in New Orleans with an opportunity to win the game before the Drake London fumble last year.
Okay.
Then you go to the Baltimore game out there when they had the chance to win that game too as well. Okay. Then you beat the Cardinals, you beat the Bucks, 2 meaningless games because either team didn't really give a shit anyway. Then you go to this season where you play Ritter up until the Tennessee game. You bench him at the halfway mark. He's mentioned the concussion or he's being evaluated. You come out the next week thinking Taylor Heineke is going to be the sauce. He got the juice, but he doesn't. Now he's 0-2, 0-3 at that mark. You bring Ritter back in this Sunday to lead the second half of your season. We talked about it the other day with Myles Garrett on Fox 5. What would the Falcons do next season? About the draft, about the quarterback situation. Of course, you pretty much want to ride it out with Ritter going forward. But some fans believe that you should have stuck with Ritter the whole way going forward, the whole season, just to see what he can give you before you bring in Taylor Heineke. Now you have to backtrack, and Coach is going into his last year of the contract next year. So Coach know at 4-6 right now, there's a hot seat. Fans are talking about it. Some parts of media is probably talking about it. There's a hot seat for Coach. But we have to look at the second half of the season and say, Desmond Ritter, Falcon fans, if you have any hope left in the team, Ritter's going to be the guy to take you to that promised land. He can be the guy to win the division. He can be the guy to take us to the playoffs, and then possibly be the starting quarterback next year. But we have to establish some type of identity. We don't have it right now. We don't have it at 4-6. I don't even think we had it at 2-0. We beat the Panthers, we beat the Packers. That's cool, but I didn't see much of the identity. And still, right now at the bye week, we got to get something going to beat these Saints next week.
So do you not think that even if our offense is, you don't think our defense can lead us there? Who was the quarterback? I can't think of his name right now with the Baltimore Ravens when they won the Super Bowl. Dang it. He wasn't a real elite quarterback, but his defense.
You talking about Flax?
Flacco.
It's about Flacco?
Yeah, Flacco. Like the defense. So one side, okay, we already know Ritter is what he is, but the names you just called off on the defense. Like, so that's why I want that side of the ball to like step up a little bit more.
I mean, so much leadership around him on both sides of the ball. It's just when it comes to the coaching part. I mean, Coach Smith, when it comes to developing quarterbacks, he had Mariota, he had Matt Ryan at the end of his career. Then he had Mariota for half a season. Ritter comes in, then he put Heineke in. Now he's going back to Ritter. It's tough.
So did you say he have leadership or no?
He Coach? Oh no, to my Ritter?
Yeah.
Oh, Ritter definitely has some leadership around him, not in the quarterback coaching area, but you got Calais Campbell, you got Lorenzo Carter, you got some guys in the NFL that can coach the young lad on what they've seen. But when it comes to having a body in there, like this fan is right here, Tammy, Ritter needs a quarterback coach. That's more what he needs right now. A Matt Ryan, somebody who can come in there and really take Ritter to the next level. But Falcon fans would say, we don't have time for that right now. We don't.
So exactly. So that's my point. We don't. This is the second half. We're talking about the second half. That's why I'm focusing so much on the defense. That's why I'm focusing so much on the defense. We know our offense is lacking. We know our offense have problems. We know it. But I feel as though it's not unheard of. That's why I brought up when the Baltimore Ravens won the Super Bowl. It's not unheard of that a mediocre offense team cannot go to the Super Bowl and lead us to the Super Bowl with a spectacular defense. that's why I'm so focused, and that's why I started to rise up and we ready on the defense, because our offense is what it is. Like, so one side of the ball, we definitely have to stand up, and we're not. We're not on both sides of the ball, and the offense is getting like slam, slam, slam. No one is really speaking on the defense. Like, our defense also have to, get them 30 long. They have to stop those.
Falcon fans, we're talking Falcons football here with April Showers. It's going down in the major way. Hit that like button, share button, and subscribe button. Wednesday's special guest is confirmed, so we'll go ahead and drop that news here shortly. But fans in the chat are definitely talking about what we talked about on Wednesday and Friday too as well. Coach Smith, the leadership, the direction of the team. Where could they be going after the bye week? You come out there and beat the Saints, feeling a little bit better. Right, 1 week from now can really change this podcast.
Definitely.
You come out there next week. We have our 8 to 9 podcast, same like always. You come out there next week, Falcons, and wet the bed against the Saints. We're gonna come on this podcast, and there's gonna be a bunch of fans in this chat mad as a muff.
I mean, we definitely, and you not.
Hot.
Yeah, I'm talking about hot. I'm talking about hot. Like, we definitely have to win. We definitely have to win this game coming up Sunday. We just basically have to be ready. Like we just have to. And I don't know what players that I'm going to have the opportunity to speak with, because there's some players that I'm going to have the opportunity to speak with as fan of the year. Like, and I'm just going to have to keep it real. Like, I'm just going to have to keep it real. And I really, like, with me, you said that the secondary is ready. I feel like they need to rise up. And if I get an opportunity to speak with one of them, I'm definitely going to tell them, like, seriously, because that's from my viewpoint. Now, I'm going to go back and just try to look and see. But for me, it has literally like been the secondary for me. And that's why I'm focusing so hard on defense. I'm focusing so hard on defense because the offense need work, and it need work with the people who have the headsets on first.
So if you're coming, like, well, go to the chat here real quick. A win over the Saints will definitely boost their confidence tremendously. Big shout out to Tammy Wilshaw here in the chat. Now,
how are we going to beat the Saints? Offense or defense?
You have to win on both sides of the ball, because you're playing a team that they're not. I mean, they're not the 8-2 Lions right now. They're not the Eagles. They're not the Chiefs. Like, this team right here can easily be beaten on Sunday. Seen too many of their games this year. Both sides of the ball. I'm talking about from Ryan Nielsen getting this rivalry revenge game in against his former team. Big shout out to Ryan Nielsen. You got to come out swinging on all cylinders on Sunday on that defense. I'm talking about Jameis Winston or Derek Carr. It doesn't matter.
Right.
You got to get them little jokers to the ground. You got to stop Alvin Kamara. If you want to just be specific, we have to stop Alvin Kamara and Jamal Williams on the ground. Falcons, I think we know that our run defense has been pretty decent this season too as well. So I don't expect Alvin Kamara or Jamal Williams to run all over us, but they do have a okay two-headed monster in the backfield. Going over YouTube's gonna send me a strike for that. They're gonna be like, Little Caesar's on your podcast. So going over the defensive side of the ball too, you got to get Jameis Winston on the ground. Right, you lost to Will Levis, you lost to Josh Dobbs, quarterbacks as you were supposed to be, and you know Jameis Winston. Like, Falcon fans, we know who he is, and you know what they're going to do too. They're going to put Taysom Hill in the fucking game.
Definitely.
So we have to get prepared for that Wildcat Taysom Hill type of stuff too as well.
Definitely.
You got both sides of the ball is very important. Some teams you can look at and say, "Oh, we can outscore them. We can easily outscore them. We can run the ball all day on the ground. They ain't got no run defense." I think you got to beat them on both sides of the ball. And then you're playing at home. It's Thanksgiving weekend. People's going to be having a good time. Fans going to be in town. I'm sure Aints fans going to be here in town. But you got to go out there and know that this is a hostile environment, because you saw week 1 last year against the Saints. That building was rocking, even for that cool kick at the end. Definitely. Everybody was on their feet. So you know it's going to be a hostile environment on Sunday.
Yes. Yes.
and you come away with a win, and you're in first place. And here's the cool thing about it, because we go around the NFL here, April. A lot has happened in the NFL, especially in the NFC South. The Carolina Panthers got stomped today. Bad.
Mm-hmm.
They lost 33-10 against the Cowboys. If you're looking at the Carolina Panthers, their season was over before it started. As soon as they hired Frank Wright, I already knew their season was over. Already knew. But the Carolina Panthers are 1-9. They're done. I believe tomorrow morning, NFL Fox will post the eliminated sign on their picture. So be prepared for that too as well. That's going to be actually pretty cool. Going over the NFC South as well, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers wet the bed against the San Francisco 49ers. A lot of Falcon fans was watching that game because why? The Bucs wanted to win so they can try to stay close in the first place race.
Definitely.
Against the Falcons and the Saints right now. You have a 4-6 Buccaneers team right now. You have a 1-9 Carolina team. You have a 4-6 Falcon team. You have a 5-5 New Orleans Saints team.
What's the Bucs' remaining schedule?
So going over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now. And this is where it gets interesting for them, because I do see some losses on their schedule. Problem is they have some division games as well, including us.
Right.
The Colts, which I must say, the 5-5 Colts have been playing a little bit decent, even though Anthony Richardson is out. Gardner Minshew came in. He's working his magic with the team right now.
So we got to play the Colts too.
They have to play the Colts in Indianapolis. And, of course, they just got beat by the 49ers today.
Okay.
Which they tried to make a second half turnaround, but that didn't help. They still got their ass beat. Then they play us. No, I'm sorry. They got the Panthers. And they're going to probably beat the Panthers because everybody beats the Panthers. Then they play us December 10th. Then they play the Packers, who the Packers, I think, right now at 4-6, getting a win over the Chargers. I think they believe that they can be in the hunt. So look for a Packer team coming out there to win that game.
I can agree.
Week after that, the Jaguars, who's in a tight race against the Texans, which I think the Jaguars can. Oh, this is tough. I have a Jaguars fan in the chat. They should beat the Bucs.
Definitely.
Saints and Panthers to finish the season. So that's tough. If you give them 2 more wins right now over the Panthers,
okay,
they're giving them 6 wins right now. I don't think they're going to win. I mean, 6 wins might be it for them because everybody's going to beat the Panthers.
So outside of the division, it's the Colts and the Packers for the Bucs.
And the Jags.
And the Jags. Okay. Okay.
But playing us, then playing the Saints, and then the Panthers twice, Bucs will fold, so I'm not worried about them. Bucs going to fold. Falcon fans, hit that like button, share button, and subscribe button. Talking with April Showers here, NFL Fan of the Year. I think we've already hit the 1 hour mark, so we're going to get ready to start wrapping it up here shortly. But also, if you're looking at the division, Falcons' upcoming schedule. You have the New Orleans Saints at the Bend Sunday. Must-win game. Of course, every win game is a must-win going forward. But you have the Jets the following week.
In New York.
And you see the Jets right now, they're falling apart. Talk to some Jets fans today. They're pretty much like just folded up right now.
Yes.
They're done. But then again, the team's going to fight. It's still a tough team defensively. You have to go down there and play in New York. You win against the Saints, you have to go win against the Jets because I think that the Saints are a little bit more tougher team than the Jets right now. So that's another must-win game. Then you come back and you play the Buccaneers at home. You played the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. That's a dub. Colts game, trap game. You have to watch that.
Definitely at home.
If the Colts come away with a win on Sunday, they're going to feel like they're going to, be in the mix to go try to win the AFC South. So they're going to come out there Christmas Eve playing hard as shit, trying to beat us.
That's definitely a trap game.
Bears to follow New Year's Day. At that point, the Bears will be eliminated. Not too much of a trap game. I see the Falcons winning that one. And then the Saints down in New Orleans to finish the year. Game is to be determined by the time. I think they're probably going to make it not a primetime game, but maybe a 4:25 game just to flex it a little bit. But Falcon fans, the rest of the season is in front of you. The Falcons just have to stand on business and finish the job. 4-6 is upsetting. It's disappointing. But guess what? You're not eliminated. You're not out. You win on Sunday. You're back in first. You continue in the hunt. spot. Hell, you continue in the spot of holding down the division. You're back in first on Sunday.
Oh man.
You're back in first on Sunday. That's what One Time for the Fan is here for. We want to bring the positivity to you all to let you know.
Absolutely.
That even when there's some, a lot more downs and ups on the team, we still have to believe that there is a chance that something can happen.
Right. We definitely have a lot of ups. We definitely can go in and we can beat the Saints. We definitely can. But we know it's going to be a tough game. The atmosphere in itself is going to be tough. It's just going to be a lot going on. It's the 50th anniversary of hip hop that they're celebrating in the Benz this Sunday. Mm-hmm. So the Benz is literally going to be crunk. Mm-hmm. So we definitely have to come away with a win. We definitely have to come away with a win because the Saints going to come in that they want to stay on top of the division.
Jeezy, T.I., I believe Luda.
Yeah.
A lot of the other ATL hip-hop artists will also be in attendance too as well. It's going to be a slam pack celebrity type of event. So, fans love to get a free concert. I think a couple times Jeezy came out second quarter, third quarter, like in the middle of a commercial break, performed. That was actually pretty cool. T.I. showing up also earlier this year. So fans love to see that type of stuff. But you never know who's going to be in the building at the Mercedes-Benz next week, Sunday. But it's great to be back at home. Because we need to get something going. And Desmond Ridder, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, that offense, let's get it clicking. AJ Terrell, I believe David Amiata is going to be back too as well. Calais Campbell, Zoe Carter, let's get it going, man. Like we need to see some more. Oh snap, they're going off in this chat. We need to see some more presence on defense. A dominating win coming out of the bye week against the Saints will be something the Falcon fans want. Like, you can win it 25-24. You can win it 27-23. But a dominating win over the Saints. Sending the Saints home early. Same like what Georgia did to Tennessee on Saturday when you saw the videos of the Tennessee fans leaving like early third quarter. That's what you want to see on Sunday. You want Saints fans to show up, say, oh, man, we're going to beat these Falcons. We're going to beat them, baby. Second quarter, they're looking at the score like, how is it 24-3? How are we getting beat like this? That's what you want. You want Falcon fans standing up dancing.
That's the cherry on the top.
It pretty much is. The environment is set up in the Benz on Sunday for the Falcons to go win. You got ATL hip-hop artists pulling up. You're going to have probably the mayor pulling up. You're going to have the whole city showing up.
Babe,
everybody.
We can win by 1 point. I'm not even looking for like a blowout or a takeoff. We can win by 1 point.
I don't need a cool kick on Sunday to win the game. I don't need that. I need Desmond Ridder taking a knee at the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter.
And running the clock.
And looking for the referee to toss the ball to. Where's the referee? That's what I need. Because the team has shown that they went into the bye week, they fixed their shit, they got it together, and now they're gonna go out there and beat the Saints.
But that's the problem. Even if they went into that bye week to get it together, again, we have to understand the DNA of our team. The DNA of our team is we haven't been known to just come out there and just beat the shit out of you. I mean, we don't beat the shit out of people. Mm-hmm.
So it might be that cool kick at the end then.
It may be, and I'll take it.
Shit. Just not from 62 yards like last year. Okay. Just not like 62 yards.
No.
That was a tough kick.
No.
Falcon fans in the chat is going crazy. It's going down.
What's going on in the chat?
It's crazy because anytime we have a special guest, we can never get to all the comments in the chat. So it's always difficult to display everybody's comments because people know that One Time for the Fan is a chat for the fans. They can come over here and talk Falcons football all day. But it's always good to see everybody here in the chat. William, Amy, Carrie, you have Wayne Dwayne in the chat, Deloach, Tammy Wilson in the chat, Big Little Country's in the chat, Dirty Fanatics United is in the chat, Lucy and John Moreno is also in the chat, Angelica Williams, Lisa Shepard, Karina Atkins. Falcon fans, if I missed your name, I apologize. Dixon Way is also in the chat, another content creator. So you have a lot of people from the Falcons community here in the chat. What celebrity in the chat? Big Little Country Sports is here. He said, what in the world, Bo? Big shout out to Big Little Country Sports. Lucy and John Moreno said, to all the Falcons Nation, happy Thanksgiving. We do have a show on Wednesday for all the Falcon fans that's going to be spending time with their family and friends. If you're going to be at work or off of work, One Time for the Fan is still operating on Wednesday. We're going to have a great time. I don't know. Bodie might even cook for you all. You never know. Bodie might even have to cook for the chat, but We're gonna have a great time going forward this week. It is hate week. It's officially hate week. I mean, we hate the Saints all throughout the year, but this is like when you really, really, really hate the Saints. The week before you play them, leading up. You wake up tomorrow morning and it's just hate the New Orleans Saints. That's how we roll here in Atlanta. And I know April Showers is definitely gonna wake up on that hate mode juice.
Listen, I'm already getting prepared. I already have content for them. Like I'm already like pre-filming. Like I'm already getting prepared. You know, I did a little footage Friday. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
One time for the fan. Corinne Atkins in the chat. Happy Thanksgiving. See you all next week. I'll be representing the Dirty Bird Nest, Deep Dirty Bird for life. Don't forget, Falcon fans, if you're repping whatever section you're at the stadium, season ticket holders, PSL holders, drop them in the chat. I know we got section 134s here. I know 109s in the building. I know 122s in the building. And there's so many other Falcon fans. Season 101. Here. Section 101 is also here in the building. 101, that's you over there with Mario, Eric.
I said
the rowdy group.
Yeah. That section works very hard because that section have a lot of the visitors in that section. So we are really exhausted in that section, like literally. And I leave that section off.
Carrie's in the chat. Please tell April I love her energy and congratulations on Falcons Fan of the Year. She is just beautiful. T. Terry is in the chat. He said, "What's up, peoples?" Tammy's in the chat. Hate week is real.
Very. Let's go, ladies. And ladies, look, ladies, all of the female fans, listen, we're doing leather and feathers. We making them fly away. You know, the Saints come with all their sequence. We coming with our leather and feathers Sunday. Like, so get your leather and your feathers ready.
Falcon fans, ladies of the Falcons Nation, leather and feathers for the Saints on Sunday. And for those that do not know, because there are a lot of people, like Deloke said, I believe this is his first game at the Benz. The Aints fan base, they think they're gonna be at home on Sunday.
Definitely.
Like when you see them, for those that have never seen the Aints fan base, you probably seen them on TV, but you have to be at the games because a lot of things the cameras do not catch. Snapchat don't catch. TikTok don't catch some of this shit.
True. It goes down. Yes.
The umbrellas, the dancing,
yes.
The Walmart shit that they did a couple years ago when they went to Walmart with the band and it was over there off Cascade, I believe it was, and they was just walking through Walmart doing the damn second line. They'll do some shit that it lets people know, oh, they're here in the city.
Definitely. They were out in Centennial Park when they had that big party at the Omni last year. So they don't play. They don't play. And Karina, for the Bird Nest, we cannot come out on the field mocking or doing anything close to what the Saints do. Cut that. I don't know who came up with that idea last year. No umbrellas on the field. Nothing near. We got too much authentic stuff in Atlanta. Let's stick to it. So whoever's head of that Bird Nest and the creativity of what to do, let's cut that. Nothing. No, we're not mocking them.
Falcon fans, April Showers sending y'all a message now.
Like, no, let's come out this. Let's do something else. We can't. No. Let's not do that.
Angelica Williams in the chat. 118 is here. We put on for the city. So many Falcon fans here in the chat. I love to see all the positivity of the fans that still believe in the team. Fans are going to be traveling to New York in a couple weeks, going to Carolina next month, and then also going to Chicago, and then the big trip down to New Orleans. For those that do not know, you know, the Rise Up Tour is doing some pretty big things too as well. April, you've been to some of the events with the Rise Up Tour.
Yes.
You was out of town in Tampa. You was out of town in Tennessee. You was out of town in Arizona recently. Detroit. Like, this is not just a home type of thing. You take your Falcon fanship and you go on the road.
Yes. I definitely had a whole vibe. I think I got too much juice in me in Detroit. Like, there was a whole vibe we took over in Detroit. And Arizona, we took over too. Like, if you haven't been on the road for the Saturday, that turnout on Saturday, you are missing it. Like, we really put on for our city. We really have a very good time. You know, I even love how Thomas even closed out the night with the Golden Girls. I love that.
Show's over, y'all.
I I literally love that. So it's a whole vibe. It's a whole vibe. It's really a whole vibe.
Falcon
Yeah.
fans, for those that do not know, I mean, we talked about the Rise Up Tour so many times. When me and Thomas put this together a couple years ago, we did not think years from now what it would be. But you see April firsthand for being at the events. Big shout out to Pastor Troy too as well. Big shout out to Pastor Troy too as well for showing up and performing at the event Saturday in Arizona. But you seen it, April, like we just want to have a good time.
Right. And I
It
just
don't
have
matter.
something special. I have
Yeah.
something special. The Rise Up Tour will be highlighted. So it's going to be something special that's actually in the works for the Rise Up Tour so that people can actually see, for the ones that don't get to see, like they're going to get to see and see how this go down. Because that's right, we definitely shut cities down when we come through there.
Falcon fans, we have New York coming up. We also have Carolina coming up. We have Chicago and then New Orleans coming up. So if you're not a part of the Rise Up Tour, from the events, just keep getting bigger and bigger. Like we get,
definitely.
Tito's is already down to the bottom of the cup, so it's already starting.
What are you putting your Tito's?
Oh, that was Coke. Tito's and Coke.
Tito's and Coke.
Yeah, something light.
Something
light.
Never heard of Tito's and Coke.
No, it's a good sip. It's a good sip.
Okay.
I mean, if I don't know how everybody's drinking, I ain't finna tell everybody, no, I'm a bartender or something. Like I'm just this big type of, alcoholic or something. Nah, I just had something to like. I didn't want to go to the store, so I had the Coke left. I was like, all right, you know what? I didn't want to drink the Tito straight. I would have been fucked up about 45 minutes ago drinking that Tito straight. Okay. So let me just go ahead and just mix with a little bit of Coke, man. But
okay, that's no problem.
Falcon fans, you know what's going down when we hit the road. April Showers, she's been a part of what we had going on with the tour too as well. But all these away games coming up. We also have a train ride on the Amtrak.
Oh, that's gonna be dope. Like that
going down to New Orleans.
Listen, that is dope. That is dope. Like a train ride on Amtrak, a couple of trains. Can you just picture that? 2 or 3 or 4, like what do they call them? The cars.
The cab, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Man, that would be so dope and crazy. I can't even that's a vibe. That is a whole vibe. Do you hear me? Like, so if that is going down, I'm definitely gonna do what I can do to promote that and get more people on. And like I tell people, if you are a virgin traveling, you have to go through the Rise Up Tour. Like they're gonna make it seamless for you. They're gonna make it comfortable, and you're gonna feel like family on day one. So if you're thinking about it, you don't know what direction or how to do it, you have to go through the Rise Up Tour to get that started.
We started, like I said, started with 2 people in the group. Now we have over 1,000 plus in the group, all traveling Falcon fans. So now we're showing up in a major way on the road. The meetups, the events, everything that we're doing is all for the Falcon fans. So big shout out to everybody who's a part of the Rise Up Tour, from the admins to the group, the members. Like big shout out to you all. Once again, it's like one time for the fan. It's like from the fan for the fan. Same for the Rise Up Tour. It's from the fan for the fans. So big shout out to the Atlanta Falcons for doing what they do, because we could have been doing it for the dogs. Well, Thomas couldn't have done it for the dogs because he's a Florida State guy. Won't be a Florida State guy much longer because it's coming to an end soon, Thomas. I hate to put it out there right now, but that Florida State shit's coming to an end soon.
Yeah, just period.
It's Dog Nation all the way. I'm just letting you know right now. But could have been for the Braves, could have been for the Hawks, could have been for anything else, but we did it for the Falcons because of how much we respect the Atlanta Falcons. Tyreek Johnson is here in the chat. Big shout out to Tyreek. So our defense is going to have to score if we want to win some of these games.
That's right, Tyreek. That's me. It's
even putting you in some of these positions to score with your turnovers, Tyreek, you ended up kicking field goals off some of that shit. Like we can't just keep kicking field goals like the Arizona shit. Like, come on, how? Caden Ellis, big interception. How do you get to this point?
Right.
Falcon fans, this is tough. Karina Atkinson, the Rise Up Tour group, where friends become family. My first year, and it's the best decision I made joining. I want to give a big shout out to Brad too as well. Brad from Idaho, who saw us in Arizona. April, you probably saw this. You were sitting right next to me outside the spot in Arizona, the club, and the little kid walked over and started talking to my friend standing next to me. And the little kid wanted to know how about the badges that we had on our neck, the Rise Up Tour group. So his dad had, I guess they flew in from Idaho. This kid is like 12 years old. He's a big-time Falcon fan. His dad was not even wearing Falcons gear. Kid had on the Falcons hat, and had a peach colored shirt that had like a Falcon logo on the back. I don't even know where the fuck he got it from, but hey, he's a Falcon fan. But the kid walks over, he talks about the Rise Up Tour group, and he wants to know how he can be a part of it, how he can go to more cities and just see what we have going on. And the dad said that this is their first Falcon game, and they were surprised to meet all these Falcon fans in one area. We had the Georgia watch party in Arizona. First of all, we had a Georgia watch party in Arizona and packed the motherfucker out. We had a Georgia watch party in London and packed the motherfucker out.
In Detroit.
In Detroit, too, as well. Let's just put it out there. So Falcon fans, when we showing up to some of these events, you never know what we're going to put on, but fans are going to come together. But this young man, his father got the information from us, and he said he's going to look forward to going to a different away game or a home game, all because of what he saw in Arizona with the Rise Up Tour. And that's what we do here for fans. We want to make sure everybody just comes together. It's a where fans become family type of moment. So big shout out to April Showers and what you do for the fan base. And of course, you see what we do too as well for the fan base. So that's why One Time for the Fan is from the fan for the fan. So April Showers, this has been great chatting up with you about the Atlanta Falcons. We need to get you to NFL Fan of the Year now.
Yes, absolutely. NFL.com Fan of the Year. You just put your email in and you just scroll down. I'm the second person that's on the top because the first we have Arizona, then we have Atlanta. And you'll see me. That's my picture that the media captured when I was in London. Go ahead and select that. Just scroll all the way down. Don't even worry about the other teams. Just scroll all the way down and hit submit. You guys can vote all the way up until the end of the season. We definitely got to bring this title back from NFL Fan of the Year. Like, definitely.
See, I got a little second here. I got this Madden game coming up, and this guy keeps tagging me. Wait, are you ready to play now? You ready to play now? Like, man, if you don't sit your ass down.
I really wish I could play Madden. The last time I played was Tecmo Bowl.
Shit. Girl's been like 30, 40 years. What the hell? Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah. Phone Bowl. You remember saying?
Everybody see the screen? Everybody can see it?
Yes.
So y'all see it right here. NFL Fan of the Year. Look at this, Falcon fans.
Well,
as you can see, all the teams are being represented. All the teams.
I think you got the schedule on the screen. It's showing the schedule.
Oh, so on the schedule?
It's showing at Chicago Bears. It's showing the end of this. There we go. Yes.
What about this one? What about this one?
That's it.
Bam. Got it. Falcon fans, you can see.
There you go. You click me. We ain't worried about them.
All of the 32 teams in the NFL being represented. So these are all diehard fans, but the number one diehard fan you want to be looking for is right here at the top. How can you miss it?
Yes, how can you?
Wait a minute, hold on. Is that Cree Cree sitting right next to you?
Yeah, that is Cree. So actually, they had
look at Cree Cree.
So what happened was they had another picture because we actually get a spread in Sports Illustrated. And the league, they submitted that picture, but then somebody in the organization said, no, we want to change out that picture and we want to put the picture when she was in London. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So you guys read my bio, you'll see that I do annual toy drive giveaways. This is like my 9th year. I assist incarcerated parents, kids throughout the year, tuxedos and prom dresses for kids. So yeah, let's go.
So for Falcon fans that if you can see it right here, this is an on the field and off the field type of thing for this Fan of the Year stuff. So April Showers does a good job representing the community, the Atlanta Falcons, and also so much going forward here in this city. So April Showers, this has been amazing talking with you about not only the Atlanta Falcons, but just about what you have going on. So just like every other special guest we have here on the podcast, we have to invite you back.
Definitely. I'll definitely come back.
Perfect. So next time is probably going to be Bodie, Chase, Kiki, because hopefully she ain't gonna be liquored up, but Kiki too as well. But that's our good friends here at One Time for the Fan, our podcasting crew. They do a good job of also covering the Atlanta Falcons. Bodie's my day one, Chase another one, and then of course Kiki. She's also like just family to us, man. So
definitely, anytime you need me,
come on back here on the podcast. Now, before we get up out of here, what's your shout outs? I know you're gonna probably shout out the mayor and keep, All these
Um,
celebrities. So who you got to shout out?
Well, actually, I want to shout out my producer,
Nice.
Alex Smiley, because I'm coming out with a song. If you can't rep your city, then what city do you rep? I definitely want to give them a shout out. I want to give a shout out to my sister circle, my family, all my family and friends, and close to kin. Like one of my mottos is because everybody know I love the Falcons, but my family and friends and close to kin, I always tell you guys I love you more than the Falcons. I can't express enough how you guys took time out to nominate me. I have to give a shout out to my daughter. My daughter is behind me in that picture as well. The girl with the red hair and the little pom poms. Definitely a heavenly shout out to my brother. Rest in peace. It's been so he's the one that I'm a sports girl. Like above anything, like I love sports. So I actually even tried to play before. But I definitely want to give, a shout out to him because I know he's looking down on me and so proud of what I'm doing. My dad, I've been going to the Falcons games since Fulton County Stadium. So I just want to shout out the city. I just want to shout out the city of Atlanta. Like, and I want to give you a shout out too.
She says it like, how we supposed to say it down here in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
So, Falcon fans, you can't beat this, man. I mean, this is great when you have diehard fans like April Showers here on the podcast with us because it could be somebody as we have coming up. We have some former Falcon players who's going to be here on the podcast. We have some more journalists who's going to be here on the podcast. But when you talk to the fans, when you talk to your day ones, we talk to the people in the streets of Atlanta, like outside, what she's doing for the community. That's always a good thing. So big blessings to you as well going forward, April. And we're going to vote on you for NFL Fan of the Year. This has been great. April Showers, I'm going to go ahead and let you go right now. I know you probably have some stuff to do, but you know where to find us here on One Time for the Fan.
Thank you. I really appreciate you having me anytime. Just give me a call, a text, or DM and let me know if you want me to come on. I'm willing to come on.
Always. I see you at the Benz, friend.
Thank you.
Rise up. Oh, Falcon fans. I think she has something else to say. I'm so sorry, April. Falcon fans. I know we probably went over the mark. I apologize. We try to knock it out in an hour. But when you're talking with diehard Falcon fans, it's the greatest thing in the world. Like I talked to Kiki, Chase, Bodie, Eric Parker, Sade. I talk to them like damn near every day about the Atlanta Falcons. We talk about dogs and college football and basketball and all that other stuff too. But the Falcons is definitely going to be mentioned. Everybody in this chat, I think the Falcons is mentioned about 3 to 5 times in your conversations every day. Everybody in this chat here, even that Jags fan who's over here talking trash about me being trash in Madden, but got slapped the fuck up the last time we played in Madden. Then I told him put his money up. He still hasn't went to the ATM and put his money up. He played. First of all, he didn't even play with the Jaguars. He played with a different team. He's not even true to Jacksonville. He's not true to Duval. He's over here talking about I'm trash in Madden, and he got slapped the fuck up the last time he played. Put your money up on the line. Don't let me Dre low you like I used to do back in the past. John L. Everett, I don't know why you're over here talking that cap, but when you're talking to people like April Showers, you're talking to fans like TDP Mojo, who we've had in the past, Sade, Lisa Shepard, Carrie, who was on recently, it really gives you a feeling that there are fans who believe in this team, that believe in what the city of Atlanta is doing, that believe in everything. But then there's some people that just give up. They're like, oh, this team sucks. This team trash. F them. I don't want to be a part of what they got going on. I'm selling my tickets. I'm giving my jersey away. We ain't like that. April Showers is the fan that shows you how to be a true diehard Atlanta Falcon fan, right? So for all you fans here in the chat that are diehard fans, take it up a next level. Find a way to get to some more games, either home or away. Take it up a next level and do some things in your community. Like April's doing, she's winning on the field and off the field with the Atlanta Falcons, or being a fan of the Atlanta Falcons. On the field and off the field. We talk about that too as well here on One Time for the Fan. We might not win the game on the field sometimes, but we're going to win in the stands. Right? So big shout out to April Showers for stepping up and taking the time out of her day to be a part of One Time for the Fans podcast. Like, that's major right there. And of course, we're going to get her back on the podcast too as well. Angelica Williams said, awesome representation for the organization. April Showers. Karina Atkins, giving back to the community. So we need to give back to you. Congratulations. Don't forget, get those votes in, get those votes in for NFL Fan of the Year. We got to take April to the next level here on One Time for the Fan. D.A. Hunter, who I had the chance of meeting in Tennessee, said, good conversation tonight. Carrie said, great show tonight. Lisa Shepard said, the hour goes by quick. Enjoyed the show. Well, since you enjoyed the show, let's keep it rolling. Wednesday, got another special guest, y'all. Oh, shit. The boys are back in town. It's going down in a major way. I'm sure Bodie's going to be back. Kiki, Chase. And we got our good friend, 95 North, Alberto, will be stopping by to talk Falcons football with us. I don't know if he's bringing the whole Bleacher Report with him. You know, he's Bleacher Report up now. He's doing big things now. I don't even know how we got the chance to even get through. I think I was texting his assistant earlier. 95 North. I don't know. Well, you're doing big things here, man. So Berto is going to be with us on Wednesday night. It's major when you're talking to these type of fans. 95 North Falcons Talk Show. He has a big following too as well in the Falcons community. He does great things when it comes to putting content together when it comes to the Falcons fan base. And of course, he's been grinding a long time to get where he is with this podcast game with the Atlanta Falcons community. So 95 North. He's been on the show, I think, twice already. And of course, I've also been on his show, I think, once or twice too as well. But 95 North Talk Show will be here. Alberto is joining us on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Most of y'all know Alberto. Y'all be in the chats. You're in the Discord or whatever, the Twitter groups. Y'all know where to find Alberto, man. Diehard Atlanta Falcon fan. Alberto is on the show Wednesday. Tito's almost done. April said she never had Tito's and Coke. Let me text April this recipe. Let me text April how to get down. You got to put a certain amount of ice in there. You just can't put a shit ton of ice. You got to put like 2 or 3, little nuggets of ice. You just can't do all that. But what's this guy talking about? How long till you home trying to go play? Man, I'm doing a podcast right now, man. Am I worried about no Madden? What's wrong with this clown? One time for the fan. It's going down in a major way. Big shout outs to everybody who's supporting One Time for the Fan. Big shout out to the Rise Up Tour, all the admins who allow One Time for the Fan to broadcast in your group. Also, big shout out to all the fans of the Atlanta Falcons. We're doing it. How do I say this without being rude and disrespectful? We need to stand on business going forward. Every Falcon fan knows that. 6-1 to end the season is very possible. 7-0 to end the season is very possible. Getting to the playoffs, still on the table. Everything we talked about tonight still has a little bit of representation of being positive about the team. We didn't come in here and bash the team at all. We didn't come in here and be disrespectful to the team or the coaching staff. We came out here and we talked about what is on our mind about the Atlanta Falcons. And the same things that we said, you guys said too as well. The play calling, the offense needs to step it up, the defensive line, the offensive line. What is it that y'all see that we don't see? Like, we're being real with you all. Offensive line needs to step it up, and the secondary got to step it up. Every phase of this team needs to get better. And they have the right amount of days to do it right now with this bye week. And then you come out and you play the most hated team to your fan base, the New Orleans Saints. You have to beat the Saints. This Sunday podcast, I'm telling you right now, we coming here next week around this time. I want to be popping bottles. I'm trying to book for Vegas. But it starts with beating the New Orleans Saints next week in the Mercedes-Benz. Kiki, we got through the show without talking about, quarterback discussion, without talking about who's the next guy. So big shout out to Kiki too as well. Me and her going back and forth in the chat about the future here in Atlanta. But she's a diehard fan too as well. So you guys know who Kiki is. And she'll probably be with us Wednesday. But Alberto will be here. Lisa Shepard, she's already ready. She said, awesome. Let's go, Berto. Diehard Atlanta Falcon fan, Alberto from 95 North is here in the chat. Big shout out to everybody. Want to say thank you. We will see you all Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe. You know, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Radio Podcast, Stitcher, Amazon Music by, I believe, Christmas. Amazon Music. So that's the Christmas gift for all the one time for the fans here in the chat. If you have Amazon Podcasts, stay on the lookout because One Time for the Fan is going to be on there shortly. Big shout out once again to everybody. Rise up, y'all. See you Wednesday.